going on? 49ers faithful, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is loaded because we're breaking down 3 massive rumors that could completely reshape the future of this franchise. The shocking idea of the 49ers being linked to a blockbuster trade for Eagles superstar wide receiver, A.J. Brown, the growing noise around Mac Jones, and whether San Francisco could actually make a move at quarterback, and the draft shakeup that might follow if even one of these rumors becomes real. We're not just repeating headlines here, we're going to analyze whether these moves actually make sense financially, schematically, and philosophically for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. Before we get into the breakdown, make sure you support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment your thoughts, because we're pushing toward the next milestone and your support genuinely matters. Now, let's get into why these rumors are gaining traction and whether the 49ers are actually capable of pulling something this big off. And I will explain in parts so there won't be any confusion. Here is the PART1 WHYTHE 49 ERSARE BAEI DMIMORUALIMOOEEAEEGAN. Every offseason, the San Francisco 49ers find themselves in the same place, contenders who came up short, sitting on the edge between run it back and tear down and retool. This year is no different, but the stakes feel higher. The NFC is shifting. The Rams are aging. The Seahawks are unstable. The Eagles are still elite, but their cap situation is tightening. And the 49ers? They're still built to win now, but cracks are starting to show. That's why rumors like A.J. Brown and Mac Jones don't come out of nowhere. Front offices don't leak chaos unless something internally feels unresolved. The 49ers have talent, but they also have uncertainty at 3 critical pressure points: explosive offense consistency, quarterback ceiling, and long-term cap control. John Lynch has always operated with controlled aggression. When the 49ers believe they're one move away, they don't hesitate. Think Christian McCaffrey. Think Trent Williams. Think even the original Trey Lance swing. So when whispers start linking San Francisco to elite, disruptive names, the correct response isn't dismissal. It's analysis. Because the real question isn't, are these rumors true? It's, would these moves fit how the 49ers actually operate? PART2 THEA JBROWNR UMOAUMOO CRAZYORCALCULATED. On the surface, the idea of A.J. Brown in a 49ers uniform sounds insane. He's the Eagles' offensive engine, a top 5 wide receiver in his prime, a tone setter, a nightmare matchup. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Elite wide receivers do get moved when money, ego, and timelines collide. A.J. Brown's contract escalates fast. Philadelphia has already paid Jalen Hurts. They're paying their offensive line. Their defense is aging and expensive. And historically, Howie Roseman has not been sentimental. He's transactional. Now, from the 49ers side, the fit is obvious and terrifying for the rest of the NFC. Kyle Shanahan has always wanted a true X-receiver who can win isolation without scheme assistance. Deebo Samuel is versatile, but not a pure boundary dominator. Brandon Ayuk is elite, but his contract situation is unresolved. A.J. Brown would instantly become the most physically dominant receiver Shanahan has ever coached. Imagine this: A.J. Brown outside, Ayuk opposite, Deebo in motion, McCaffrey in the backfield, Kittle underneath. Defensive coordinators wouldn't sleep. But here's where reality kicks in. The cost would be massive: multiple first-round picks, plus either a UK or another premium asset. And financially, the 49ers would be tying huge money into yet another non-quarterback star. So the real logic behind this rumor isn't the 49ers want A.J. Brown. It's what A.J. Brown represents. It represents dissatisfaction with the offense's ability to take over games when things break down. It represents concern that Brock Purdy, while efficient, may not elevate receivers when structure collapses. And it represents urgency. This rumor exists because someone inside the league believes the 49ers are questioning whether their current core is enough. PART3 WULDAJ BROWNACT UALLYFIXTHEPROBLLEM. Here's where fans need to be honest. If the 49ers lost another NFC Championship or Super Bowl with a Jay Brown on the roster, would the narrative change? Or would the focus shift right back to quarterback play? A Jay Brown doesn't fix protection issues. He doesn't fix late-game play calling rigidity. And he doesn't magically solve the moments where Brock Purdy struggles outside of structure. This is the danger of splash moves. They can mask problems, but they don't eliminate them. From a football perspective, a Jay Brown would elevate the offense. From a philosophical perspective, it would be an admission that the 49ers are trying to overpower the league rather than out-execute it. And that brings us to the second rumor, one that's quieter, but far more destabilizing. PART4 MACJONNES WHYTHISR UMOR WONDIA. Let's be clear, Mac Jones is not a star. He is not flashy. And he's not someone fans get excited about. But he is deeply connected to Kyle Shanahan in a way that Brock Purdy never was. Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones in the 2021 draft. That's not speculation, that's confirmed. The Trey Lance pick was a compromise between ceiling and philosophy. And that decision has haunted the franchise. Mac Jones represents control, structure, timing, predictability. He's the kind of quarterback Shanahan believes he can win with if everything else is right. So why now? Because Brock Purdy is approaching the most dangerous phase of his career, expectation inflation. Purdy is no longer a surprise. Defenses are adjusting. Windows are tighter. Mistakes are magnified. And when the offense stalls, the margin for error disappears. The Mac Jones rumor isn't about replacing Purdy tomorrow. It's about leverage, insurance, and philosophical alignment. If Purdy demands top-tier quarterback money, the 49ers must ask a brutal question: is his ceiling high enough to justify it? Mac Jones, on a cheaper deal, allows Shanahan to rebuild the system quarterback plus loaded roster model. That's the logic. Not exciting, but brutally pragmatic. PART5 WHYTHISW OULDSPLITTHEFANBASEINHALFA. If the 49ers made a move for Mac Jones, it would ignite civil war in the fan base. One side would argue Purdy has earned trust through wins, efficiency, and leadership. The other would argue the postseason ceiling remains capped and championships don't care about feelings. And here's the uncomfortable part: both sides would have evidence. This isn't about whether Purdy is good. He is. It's about whether good is enough when the roster is championship level and the window is shrinking. The Mac Jones rumor exists because the front office understands something fans don't want to admit: quarterback stability does not equal quarterback supremacy. Here's the part most people miss. If the 49ers are even considering an A.J. Brown trade or quarterback contingency, the draft board changes completely. Wide receiver early becomes unnecessary if you trade for a star. Offensive line becomes urgent if you're committing to a pocket-based quarterback. And defensive line depth becomes critical as contracts pile up elsewhere. The 49ers would likely prioritize offensive tackle depth, interior offensive line, versatile defensive lineman, a developmental quarterback with specific traits, not upside gambling. This wouldn't be a flashy draft. It would be a control draft, which again reinforces the theme of this offseason: risk reduction. PART7 WHATTHISREALL YTELL LLSUCBO UTTHE 49ERS. These rumors, a Jay Brown, Mac Jones, draft pivots, aren't random. They all point to the same internal anxiety. The 49ers are terrified of being almost great. They've been too good for too long to accept moral victories. They don't want to waste McCaffrey. They don't want to age out Bosa, Warner, Kittle, and Trent Williams without multiple rings. So they're exploring extremes. Power move, control move, reset move. Not because the current roster is bad, but because it might not be special enough. PART8 FEINALV ERD-ICTSM-OKEORFIRE? Here's the truth, stripped of hype. An A.J. Brown trade is unlikely but not impossible. A McJones move is boring but very plausible. The draft shakeup is inevitable. The 49ers are searching for certainty in a league that punishes hesitation, and whether fans like it or not. And championships are rarely won by loyalty. If you made it this far, comment faithful below. Let me know which rumor you believe has real legs and which one is pure smoke. Make sure you're subscribed, because this offseason is just getting started, and the next move the 49ers make could define the next 5 years of this franchise.